But we probably need to get it out of the way to begin with. Together, let's say, "You're welcome." Ready? "You're welcome."
Welcome.
We are 110% convinced that what we're going to talk about is done through the power of the panda, things that Mike and I have talked about before. And a great injustice has been righted in that there were always these hints that there was going to be some sort of Alice Cooper reunion. Original band members were going to get together. We thought it was going to happen around Welcome to My Nightmare, the sequel to Welcome to My Nightmare. Um, then there was, I think it was around the Breadcrumbs era, and that also we thought that might be the full band just getting together. And there were songs and Detroit Stories also, some original band stuff, but not the full album we expected.
No, and there was they did do a couple of sporadic shows, which resulted in a live album from the
Right.
original Alice Cooper group. But there was no new material on there.
Yeah, which we have yet to do the track by track review, which we need to do. So we'll get to that at some point in time. But we're going to be busy reviewing because Revenge of Alice Cooper, OG group, with a resurrected Glenn Buxton somehow, probably through tape, will be coming to the Kmart's near you. No, it'll be available mid-year, I think. Was it
Yeah,
July
I don't think there was an exact date. I think it just said summer,
2025?
something along those lines. Yeah.
Um, and no greater news. So what did you think when you kind of saw our uh, our polite request had been finally answered?
It's always nice when you see your hard work come to fruition. And I think that there's no question that that's what we're seeing here. We've talked about this numerous times. Obviously, they're fans of the show. They know what's going on. I'm sure that, our mutual friends like Dave LaGreca have been mentioning them, like, hey, you need to really check out what's going on in Bog Panda. They know what's good for you guys. So I have to assume that that's how this all came together. I think that goes without saying. But like Kelly said, we've been getting individuals. Every Alice record from Welcome to My Nightmare on has had some one or two reunion songs on there, which is nice. It's been cool to kind of get those along the way. But as Kelly and I have said, let's get a whole album. That'd be great. Then the live record came out, which again was really cool and seemed like it was going to be leading to something else. And again, it didn't. You got Detroit Stories after that. You got Road after that. So we really didn't get the reunion we were expecting. They've been teasing this other Alice Cooper project, though, that Bob Ezrin was going to produce. So here it is, finally. I'm pretty excited about it, but it's one of those cautiously optimistic things because I don't want to get so excited that it can't possibly live up to my expectations, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Same way. I kind of let myself get tripped up on that a little bit with Welcome to My Nightmare. That thought, oh, this is going to be super super amazing, and it was a good album, without a doubt. Very diverse album. A couple songs on it I really really enjoy, but it it wasn't everything I expected. So I got expectations were a bit high. So I'm with you there. It is interesting. So they included a track listing. So this is going to be, I'm sure, expensive for both Mike and I because we're going to want to buy whatever the super bonus package is. It will include a 7-inch additional EP along with the main album, which has 14 songs on it. And Mike's probably got them all committed to memory. I've got a list in front of me, so I'll just kind of read them down for you, and we'll take a moment after that. But on the album proper, Black Mamba, Wild Ones, Up All Night, Kill the Flies. Very good chance that's going to be my favorite. One Night Stand, Blood on the Sun, Crap That Gets in the Way of Your Dreams, Famous Face, Money Screams, What a Sid, SYD, Sid, Intergalactic Vagabond Blues, also a candidate for Kelly's new favorite song. We'll see. What Happened to You, I Ain't Done Wrong, and See You on the Other Side. So the EP bonus will include Return of the Spiders 2025, and we all remember Titanic Overture from one of those first two albums. And I think it was Pretties for You, but I could be wrong because they don't listen to those very regularly. But this is Titanic Overture, which is nice. So pretty cool. So any of those titles jump out at you? You know, as a fire hose of them, but
Yeah, I was going to say a couple of them are jumping out, but Intergalactic Vagabond Blues, I think, is the one that I'm most curious about.
just Kill the Flies strikes me as it's going to be the Rats of this album, which will be that kind of grubby driving thing. So we'll have to see. But you know, Dennis Dunaway has done a lot of has always appears to be doing some pretty interesting stuff. We talked about Cold Coffin back in the day when that was out there. That was intriguing. So I think he's going to bring a lot. Michael Bruce is, when you go back and look at the big hits of the original Alice Cooper group, Michael Bruce's fingerprints were on many of those. Sometimes just Michael Bruce. So there's a man with some talent there. Neil Smith, good drummer, without a doubt, and Glenn plays pretty good guitar for a dead guy. So you got that going. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. I guess we'd like to hear from you folks if you share our enthusiasm. If you want to thank us in the comments for making this happen, because it's what we do. Anything else on this outside of it? Oh, I guess one thing I did want to add quickly is that on May 20th at Rascals in the Quad City area of in Moline, Iowa, the Goon Squad's going to be playing. And as much as we love the original Alice Cooper group, we love Alice's current touring band and recent touring bands quite a bit as well. And the Goon Squad consists of the all-star lineup, with the exception Nita Strauss is not present, but everybody else is there. So Ryan Roxy, Chuck Garrick, Tommy Hendrickson, and Sobel. Sobel. Can't remember everything. Glenn Sobel. I think it's Glenn Sobel. So we'll just
Glenn
go
Sobel.
and Glenn Sobel. So I'll just do an edit there. No one will ever know. So all pretty great musicians. So I'm assuming they're going to do a mix of all of those folks particularly Tommy, Roxy, and Chuck have either going concerns or concerns from not too long ago. So we can kind of hear a little some Roxy's music. We'll probably hear some Bisto Blanco music and some stuff from Tommy. Tommy also tours with the Hollywood Vampires, so that'll be kind of an interesting mix. So that's coming up May 12th. It's at Rascals, a fantastic place to see a band. I'm gonna figure out how I can get up there to do it. It's a Monday night, 8 o'clock showtime, but I'll get there. But if you happen to be in the general area of Moline, Iowa, you ought to head on over to Rascals. The good people, and we're gonna have some great people playing there. Uh, so that's the existing band staying together, not reuniting, I guess. Uh, any other Alice Cooper related news you need to share before we wrap this one up, Mike?
No, I did find that I sent it to you. Apparently, a few months back, there was a limited edition Alice Cooper turntable and reel-to-reel cassette player, reel-to-reel tape player, I should say, not cassette player. I had no idea that these existed. Not that I could afford them; they're insanely priced. But I didn't even know that existed. So looking up stuff about the new album, that came up. So if you have a large amount of disposable income, these are very limited in quantity. They do both seem to still be available though, because again, very high price.
Because they're made of aluminum. As we've learned, aluminum is the gold of metals. So,
So
uh,
Kelly, for this new Alice album, are you going to be picking up the vinyl for it, or are you just a CD guy?
it depends what's packaged with the vinyl. If it's like if I get the vinyl and there's some other bonus stuff beyond the EP, uh, then I'll go the vinyl. If there's other goodies involved, like a booklet or something like that. If not, I'll probably stick with the CD. One, because I'm stuck in my ways a little bit, and two, that just translates the easiest for me to put to other media to play if I want to hear it other ways. So I'll probably do CD. I did get the reunion album though as vinyl, the AstroTurf um, live album with the original Alice Cooper group.
Oh,
So I've
okay.
got I've got that on vinyl. But I'll probably go CD. I assume you being kind of more vinyl oriented are going to go the vinyl route.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Whatever the most expensive, ridiculous edition of it is, that's what I'm going to end up going with. And honestly, I say that not just because I've fallen into gimmicks and stuff. This is going to sound facetious, but it isn't. When Black Sabbath did their reunion album with Ozzy a while back called 13, before they again reunited with other people and did other stuff, when they did that reunion album with Ozzy, I bought the super expensive deluxe box set edition, and I'm so glad that I did because honestly, the album not great that they did with Ozzy, and I'm not being sarcastic. I'm glad I bought that because it came with tons of other stuff that made it worthwhile buying that. So
Yeah, and that's what I'll have to kind of see what the various offerings are to see. But there will be a version making its at least one version making its way in. So we'll see.
Bog Panda.